Hey guys, it's Larry Greenberg, and today we're going to take a look at the Griffin Technologies / Crayola Color Studio HD. We had a chance to preview this at CES this year, and I was really excited for its release. So excited that I picked it up the day it came out. Now, it was available then at Best Buy. It's currently now available at Best Buy and Griffin's website, a few other places as well, for $29.99. The first day I got it, I was immediately disappointed in it. Now, and this is going to be a straightforward, honest review, and I hope you guys appreciate that. I'm a big fan of most everything Griffin does. Unfortunately, this product for me right now fails miserably. And I hope not only you, but Griffin appreciates my honesty when it comes to this review. So I picked it out the day it came out and immediately was disappointed that I couldn't use it. Actually, not that I couldn't use it, but that my kids couldn't use it, and I'm going to show you why. And I didn't review it then because I was waiting for an update to come out. I had kind of complained to someone at Griffin about my problems with it, and they released an update not too long ago. Unfortunately, it hasn't improved it all that much. So let me show you first what it looks like, and then I'll show you how it works and kind of why I don't think it's the greatest of products right now. So here's the box. I just already have it out of here so you guys can see what the box looks like, so you can identify it, you know, in the stores. Basically, this is a digital marker that you use with the iPad. In theory, it's an incredible idea, really cool, and when it works, it's pretty neat. So inside the box, you will find the marker and some batteries. It does run on batteries, but I already have it out of the box. So the marker is kind of a large marker, if you will, similar to, like, you know, the larger colored markers that you probably use or your kids use, and it has a cap on one end. Unfortunately, the first thing I'm going to tell you about the problems that I have with it is once you take the cap off, there's nowhere to put it. It would be really nice if it clipped on the back, but it simply doesn't. So I imagine this will get lost pretty easily, especially if you have children, but for now you just kind of have to put it off to the side. It does have a power button at the back end that you have to turn on in order to use it with the iPad, and then it has kind of a large silicone tip at the other end. Pretty big there. So let me bring out the iPad and turn it on, and we'll launch into the app. So the app is pretty cool on its own. However, without buying the marker, it doesn't really give you as many features. Once you buy the marker, you unlock many of the features that are included within the app. Now, I won't go over every single feature, but basically the app has a couple different things that you can do. It has free draw, where you can just color, you know, on your own like a blank piece of paper. It has coloring pages, and then it has the ability to make your own coloring page. Also has a ton of other things that you can do to interact with it. Many of the coloring pages are interactive, like when you shake the iPad or touch things, things come to life and sounds play and things like that. So again, in theory, it's great. I'll show you where it fails miserably though in a second. Let me show you some of the options. What's cool about it is you can actually set it to finger mode so that you don't have to use the marker. That's what my kids have been doing and still enjoying it without the marker altogether. So we're going to turn finger mode off because I want to show you the marker. There's some tutorials, music, sound effects, again, and zooming. So really what you want to see are the coloring pages. So it has different categories of coloring pages. We'll pick the underwater theme, and they're going to be adding more coloring pages. You can see they're kind of like on a clothesline, and then you pick one that you want to color. Once it loads, you'll see like a color wheel. I'm going to turn off the tutorial at the bottom, where you can select all the different markers and crowns and pencils and things like that that you can choose from. So right now it's on the crown. You can spin this around to select any color that you want. You can switch it from crowns to markers, spin that around. These are like thicker markers. They also have colored pencils. You have different thicknesses for your markers. I find that these markers work the best because they're the thickest. There's also an eraser. So let me turn the marker on. Once it's on, you can see it's glowing to let me know that it is now on. First thing you'll notice about it is it makes a strong humming sound. Really not that big of a deal, but it is kind of, you know, odd at first. You don't really know why it's doing that. It makes kind of a humming sound to let you know that it's connected, you know, that it's running and connected to the iPad. And then you can simply start coloring. So basically you pick a color from this wheel, whatever color you want, and then you color on the screen. Now here's the first problem that I have right away. I'm applying a pretty good amount of pressure on here, and it's hardly working at all. You have to bear down on the iPad screen screen so hard to get this to work that I literally at times feel like I might damage my screen, especially with my 5-year-old who can't really judge how much pressure she has to put on. She basically used this for about 30 seconds, became so frustrated, and then just gave up. So, I mean, of course on camera I can't show you the amount of pressure that it takes to do this, but it requires a good amount of pressure. They improved it since it was initially released, and it is a little bit easier right now, but you know, it's not as light as you would think it would be. Now, there's a couple things that Griffin has suggested you can do to kind of make this easier. One is to use your iPad without a screen shield. For me, that's simply not acceptable. I'm sure for most users, you know, you're going to want to use a screen shield. The other thing they suggest is removing your case. Again, yeah, that works, but do I want to have to take the case off every single time my kids want to go to use this app? Probably not. Again, in theory, this app and the marker is really cool. Again, it just fails miserably for me when it comes to execution, just because, again, the amount of pressure that you are required to use to get it to work. I can do it fine after I kind of learn the necessary pressure that's required, but again, I don't necessarily trust my 5-year-old, which is, I think, kind of the perfect age for an app like this or a product like this. I don't trust her enough to know, what is the right amount of pressure, because again, it does take a lot to do so. Once you get it going, it seems to work a little bit better, but when I color like this, it's requiring me to press down harder than I would like to have to press on my screen. So again, there's a lot of interactive things. You can see things moving, and when I move the screen, other things happen, and it's really kind of a fun, interactive way to color. My kids love doing it with their finger. Again, if you don't want to use the pen, you can turn finger mode off, and then you can actually just color with your finger. And that's what my kids have been doing, and they still really enjoy the app using their fingers to color. Once you're done, you can save your drawings. You can share it with other people, which is kind of cool, via email, via Facebook. You can print it. There are a lot of different things that you can do with the drawings once you've done with them. And again, there's a variety of different coloring pages, or you can choose to just go into Free Draw and color in Free Draw and color in here just like you were coloring on a blank piece of paper, which is kind of cool as well. So again, the app has a lot of interesting features. I think it's really fun. Again, in theory, it's pretty neat. There's where you view the drawings that you've already done. In theory, it's a pretty cool app. I just think, unfortunately for me, the marker just doesn't work as well as I would like it to. I'm hoping in the future, maybe they'll upgrade it or update it again so that it becomes a little bit easier to color on the screen. Right now, unfortunately, my kids are just too frustrated to use it, and for me, that's a little bit of a failure. So the Color Studio HD is available again for $29.99. I'll put a link in the video description where you can learn more about it. If you have any questions, you can always drop me a line. Otherwise, you have a great day.